The Amazing Spider-Man issue 50 finds Kindred place some of his insects into a grave before him, raising the coffin and throwing off the lid. He takes the body, knowing he's very excited since it's almost time that he and Peter meet face to face as he leaves the desecrated grave of George Stacy. Peter meanwhile painfully bounces down a bridge and into some garbage, knowing that he's very clearly off his game, not really knowing why, but he knows it's his own fault. Norman meanwhile awakens in the underground lab, told by someone that he should be proud of how well he fought, but less proud of how he runs, since his sins always catch up to him in the end, and Norman's are so many. Norman calls Sin Eater an idiot, asking if he really thinks he has some divine calling, knowing the boy has done a number on him. Norman reveals that he knows exactly who Kindred is, telling Sin Eater he's not who he thinks he is, and he's just some weakling like he always is, not even having the guts to do this himself. Osborn tells Stanley that it's not too late for him to stop and they can work together, but Sin Eater doesn't say anything, angering Norman further, causing him to break down, apologizing since he's struggling with the voices in his head. Norman says that he's sick and he needs Stanley's help since he doesn't need punishment. He needs mercy and wants to overcome his demons, not exorcise them. He prays Stanley will help him, but soon breaks down laughing, the goblin taken over and putting the mask back on, telling Stanley to kill him. Sin Eater obliges him, shooting Norman Osborn in the chest, saying that his work is finally done. Peter meanwhile walks through the city, knowing he needs to fix this now, but he doesn't know how to deal with Kindred, so he goes to the one person who can help with the unexplainable, Doctor Strange. Peter arrives at the Sanctum Sanctorum, falling unconscious in Stephen's arms as Sin Eater calls out to Kindred, saying he's done everything the being has asked, now he wants him to answer him. Kindred says that while he isn't so unsympathetic to Stanley, he knows things could be so much worse for the man, telling him to look at Norman. Stanley says he cleansed Norman as the sin demons manifest around him, surrounding him. Kindred wonders why the man thought he would be rewarded, since he can barely stand to look at Stanley, since he's a hypocrite, guilty of sin himself, yet he judges others for their sins. Stanley says that his sins were cleansed in hell, but Kindred knows not all of them were cleansed, and the one he held on to so tightly is still there. Kindred takes Stanley back to the death of his partner and how he killed the drug dealers who killed him, but Kindred reveals that the dealers never killed his partner. Stanley did it himself, and now he has to face what he has done. The sins consume Stanley, who calls for help, but Kindred only wishes he could help, but that's the price he has to pay in the end, hoping he remembers what the wages of sin are. The sins eat Stanley alive, diving into the water and disappearing into the depths. Elsewhere, the Spider-Man family escape Ravencroft, and as Gwen tells him they all just got rescued, the sin demons attack the craft, breaching it as Madam Web apologizes to Peter, saying she tried to stop this, but nothing can, not even Spider-Man. In the present, Peter awakens in Doctor Strange's care, who tells the hero that his potions need time to work and he should rest. Stephen wants to know what happened, so Peter tells him everything, telling him that he made a deal with the devil. Strange is outraged at Peter's apparent deal with the demonic entity, wondering if he really thought he wouldn't come back to haunt him. He asks where the Spider-Man family is, and Peter regales him with how he woke up in the craft, finding the family was gone, but Peter however learns that they are still there, but they are not themselves as the family attack him, overcome by the sin demons, as in the present, the sin-infected Silk attacks Peter and Stephen in the Sanctum. Kindred meanwhile dusts off a place setting, lighting some candles on a table and dressing up the corpse of George Stacy, sitting him in a chair as he tells Peter he has a surprise for him, and he's going to love it. Kindred reveals that George isn't the only guest, having dug up Gwen's corpse as well, placing her at the table with her father. Norman meanwhile awakens, found by his guards in the wreckage of Ravencroft. He asks what happened as he looks upon what has become of the asylum. He tells his men not to worry about him and to save themselves from the building which is about to collapse, as Dr. Kafka arrives, agreeing with the man, giving everything that he's been hiding below the asylum. Norman doesn't deny what he's been doing, knowing the woman has no reason to believe him, but something has changed in him when Sin Eater shot him. He wonders where the villain is, but learns from Kafka that he disappeared and his followers were left all behind behind to be arrested. Norman knows they need to find Sin Eater, since the villain is just the beginning and it's all his fault. He tells Kafka of Kindred and how he needs to find the villain, with no time to go to the cops since they will hurt the villain when the villain actually needs his help. Kafka is confused, wanting to know why Norman wants to help Kindred if the villain is so dangerous, and Norman reveals he wishes to help Kindred out since he is his son, Harry Osborn. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 50 finally saw, after 50 issues, Kindred get revealed as Norman Osborn becomes the final victim of Sin Eater. As I said in my last review for the series, the whole ending of Sin's Rising storyline was rather disappointing, even more so given its amazing build-up and the premise of how it offered up as something interesting for Spider-Man to battle, or maybe even not battle. Here we see the fallout of it and the beginning of a new storyline, with Spider-Man maybe doing something he probably should have done a while ago, and that is going to see Doctor Strange. Kindred's grave robber role this issue was quite fun, and I like that he is digging up Spider-Man's past sins with Gwen and George Stacy. That's quite cool and quite grim. Despite the reveal being that Kindred is Harry Osborn, I kind of feel like that might be a red herring, and it's totally something the villain would do just to continue to fuck with Peter and Norman even more, pretending to be Harry Osborn. I could see him definitely being someone else and just using that name and that identity to mess with them even more. I'm looking forward to Spencer continuing his story, and I really hope the next chapter of this whole Kindred event is a little bit more focused than Sin's Rising ended up being. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.